Carnival does be hot and spicy when Calypso is there. Carnival does be bright and gay. Carnival does be sweet and jumpy when the bandmen appear. Everybody jumping away. They will jump and whine and call for more. Jumping up to the sweet tempo. All the while the officials making it. Trouble is the bandmen and the Calypsonian. Grunting after Carnival done. And yet still we keep on jamming. Every year we come out playing Calypsonian and the bandman. East, west, north and south. From every part of this island we make our contribution. Don't leave us out. Remember we are the ones who make the jump, who make you jump up and prance. We're in the middle of the carnival. We are the ones who keep up the bacchanal. We are the ones who make the jump, make you jump up and prance. Working to make this fun and secret. Greatest summer festivity and yet we treated Calypsonians and bandmen like dirt. We weren't.
And we're back again for those of you listening to us on radio. And for my social media friends, far, near, and all about, who has been wondering where I am and where the show was today, my sincerest apologies. Good afternoon. We actually were already up and running on radio. We had a few technical challenges that we needed to iron out, and so we were running live on, we were running on radio, and we're only now able to join you on social media. So good afternoon and welcome to We're the Ones. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's a beautiful day outside. I understand that this coming weekend we're going to get some more showers, but we could be in for some wind. So for those of us who are still not prepared and ready to batten down for the hurricane, let's get cracking, people, let's get cracking. Of course, this is your host, Petra Williams, and before we get into it, I would like to wish Miss Gretel Jeffrey, teacher Gretel, Miss Jeffrey, happy belated birthday. This was her birthday. I think this is
our Miss Jeffrey?
Our Miss Jeffrey, yes. This is her birthday week. And of course, it's never the wrong time to wish Miss Jeffrey happy birthday.
Yeah.
So we want to wish her a happy birthday. It's coming out from all her past students. It's coming out from everybody in Point and Villa, of course. It's coming out from the Bethel Anglican Church fraternity. Did I miss any? Oh, yes, and I forgot her colleague teachers, even though she's retired, you know it is, once a teacher, always a teacher. So we want to wish her all the best and God's blessings. All right, so what are we doing today after Miss Williams is so late? Well, today we were supposed to have George Brathwaite. Everybody know Franklin Ginging Brathwaite, the weatherman. Yeah, he can't make it with us today. I apologize. So for those of you who have been listening rather on radio, you would have been hearing us continuing that discussion we had last week where we were looking at the whole issue of emancipation and our legacy and how we move forward. We did go back in time and had a conversation with Ambassador Mamba Liverpool and a colleague from the United States about the whole issue of how do we move forward, what infrastructure we have put in place. So we were discussing things like CXC and its role in our development and progress. Andrew, what CXC?
Yeah.
Or GC?
It was CXC.
CXC? Okay, good. Yeah. So we were discussing things like that. We were looking at the impact of CCJ. We were looking at the legacy of African Americans versus Caribbean Africans as a whole. There are a lot of similarities, but yet there are many differences. So we were looking at some of those in that conversation. For those of you on social media who would like to hear it, we will be reposting it. Well, I will be reposting it on the YouTube channel. We actually have a YouTube channel called We're the Ones Radio. I invite you to subscribe, where you can actually go back and catch all the broadcasts of We're the Ones. So today, in studio this afternoon, they have this song about, them from way back when. Can't sing today. My voice now work today. Yeah, and especially when you have real musicians in the house. You left the singing alone, right? Okay. Mr. Andrew Dorsett, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Petra.
I said something wrong when I said real musicians in the house.
No.
I am a want to be, would love to be. I could sing, I could play.
I didn't know that. I just thought you were a fan. I didn't know you wanted to be.
Of course, I'm kidding. I don't want to be none. I'm a fan. Welcome, Andrew, to We're the Ones.
Thank you for having me, Petra.
All right. Now, I don't know how many of you know Mr. Dorsett. This is the first time I ever called him Mr. Dorsett. It sounds good. I don't know how many of you know Mr. Andrew Dorsett. But I got enough off the start. I'm sorry. Y'all know how we do it and We're the Ones. It's my schoolmate.
Oh, yeah.
We were together in class from second form to fifth form. You remember it was so far back.
So that means it's over 30 years? Okay.
Yeah.
It was a 30
Why
years
you have
ago?
to say over 30 years? Nobody wouldn't know. Nobody have to know it's so long, boss.
No, but yeah, it's 30 years. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So for the record, yes, we graduated Princess Margaret School. He and I were among the youngest in our class.
Yeah.
We graduated Princess Margaret School in the 1980s. Late. Okay, 1988.
Yeah,
Let's just
88.
start high.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah,
1988.
88,
We
yeah.
graduated Princess Margaret School. No, hush. I heard that. But we're not as old as we look. So you go. Or we don't look as old as we are. That's the right one. We don't look as old as we are. Andrew,
Yes.
welcome to We're the Ones.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure having you.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
persons are now getting a little taste of you
Okay.
because there's this emancipation concert that was done recently
Right.
that falls under your aegis and your creative directorship that many people are worrying over that we will get into in a bit.
Okay.
But before we get there, I would like my guests to know who is Andrew Dorsett. And I'm not sure if folks know who Andrew Dorsett is. So
Okay, well, what do
I'm
they
going
need
to
to know?
ask you. Hold on, I'm going to ask you a question or two, and we're going to work from there. Who are
Okay.
your people? Who are your parents? Where you come from?
My parents are Bishop and Mrs. Dorsett. And my dad was relatively, fairly known as a preacher and a businessman. So
Which business was this?
he had sites on in time for a while. There was Strings and Things down by the market area there. And then he was known as a district overseer for the Church of God of Prophecy. So some, church folks would know him, and some people know him from the business side of things. So.
And you grew up where in Antigua?
When we came back, we were in St. John's for a little bit, and then during the school years, I was in Buckley's, like Buckley's Suites in the middle there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. For a little while, we were in Ron Henry Street, but by the time we kind of really got to know each other, it was we were in Buckley's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are a passionate music person.
Okay.
I'm using a very broad term,
Okay.
and then hoping you would tell me yay or nay.
Yeah, I would say so. It's
We're
all
gonna
I do.
refine it. Okay, it's all you do.
Yeah, has always been my focus. So that's fair.
So
yeah.
when did you develop this music person love?
It was church. It was in church.
Church always give us the best.
Well, yeah, my dad, he was very encouraging. He always, had instruments around and encouraged us to play. And
That's the entire family.
Yeah, all of us played instruments. And at one point he asked the fateful question, "Do you want piano lessons?" And I was like, "Yeah." All right, let's go. And yeah, that was it. I just stuck to piano, and I dabble a little bit in some other instruments, but piano is my main thing.
And it would be safe to say the rest is history.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember when we were at school, you were writing original pieces.
Yes.
Back then.
Yeah.
I know. I raised it. I'm sorry. Yes.
You seem to know more about that time period than
I mean, I know more about that time period.
No, because every once in a while you'll do like a post of something I did, and I'm like, wow, maybe I should have kept records. Because Petra knows more than me.
You don't remember like our school song?
Well, I know I did a song, but I couldn't sing it for you now. I couldn't, unfortunately. Isn't that a shame?
I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to suppose. But you remember?
But yeah, I remember doing it like some songs
we
for like.
learned to live in love, and we understand what life's made of. But now we say goodbye. We say
Yeah,
goodbye
to PMS. I remember the hook line,
It's time
yeah.
for us to say goodbye to friends and family.
And that was for our graduating year,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And then you did songs for independence.
Right.
Right. And Tiga, the land I love so well. Still my awe.
Oh, so that was a different song?
God help me.
So
That was crazy. Yes. That Evelyn, actually remember Evelyn, of course.
Of
Evelyn
course.
sang that one for our school program. I used to write. You and Alex used to write for when we had our independence.
Right, I remember that. Yeah, I don't do as much.
You know what happened? You have done too many things in life to remember these simple
No,
things.
no. It's
No,
just
that's a
that.
credit.
No, it's just that at that time, it was a good time, but my mind was just kind of all over the place, trying to figure out what
Where you wanted to go.
Yeah, and what life was about. So I remember doing certain things, but the specifics, unfortunately, yeah, I forgot some of them. Yeah.
So you know this lady?
If without the
Remember we were
mask,
just telling
maybe.
Gretel happy birthday.
Oh, hi.
Remember Gretel?
I don't know if I remember. Should I remember Greta?
You don't remember teacher Gretel from Village School? Oh no, never mind. Okay. You were this one, never.
Yeah, no, I wasn't
Okay,
really. Yeah,
all
it
right.
was just PM, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Take care.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that interruption was us getting a cake. No, you're not getting none. Okay, good. Right. Yeah. So, Andrew, so I remember all of those because even from then, remember I played pan.
Oh,
I tried a little thing, but I was not in the levels of talents of you guys in terms of music. So I did the best thing for me. I spectated and did music appreciation.
Okay.
So
wait, there was a music appreciation then? You sure?
no, I was doing it. I didn't know that's what I was doing.
Oh, okay. I got you. And I so wish we had those subjects back when we were in school. That's the one thing I remember. I was like, how come we don't have music?
No, we didn't have.
Anyway, now they do. So
But now they do.
yeah, they do. I know.
And
So
I
that's
think you
good.
taught for a brief stint.
1 year, yes.
How was that?
It was interesting.
Did you learn any useful lessons that we could take away in terms
Oh,
of
I learned a lot.
developing things
Well, no, I learned a lot about me.
that you weren't meant to be a teacher?
Exactly.
The way you said that, I could tell that was coming.
No, it was good that because over the years I've thought, maybe I should teach, maybe I shouldn't. And finally I did it. And I was like, I love the kids, but it shouldn't be my focus. So I've gone back into what I do, which is the more creative and, putting on shows like the Emancipation Show.
So,
That's
but
what
after you left Princess Margaret, we missed you for many years.
Yes. Yeah.
Where did you go?
I went to college. I went to college in 1990. And
And
then,
you did music?
yes, I did. I went to music school, Berklee College of Music. And then I stayed an extra 2 to 3 years in Boston. And then I came home. I did come back home in 97.
To stay, or you came and left us?
I came and then I left again to get married in 2000.
Okay.
So,
okay.
yeah.
So that means you would have been working in the US of A for a season.
Yeah, well, before
In
I came
music?
back, yeah, I was gigging after college a little bit, but it was in Boston, so that's it's a good city, it's a major city, but it's not like New York or Los Angeles.
How
so
was that
after
experience?
what the Boston,
Yeah, the gigging.
it was fine. I hated the weather; it was cold. That sticks out. But what the main thing that Boston did for me is the connections that I got at Berklee. That helped me later on, like when I moved to LA after I got married.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you moved from Berkeley to LA.
Yes, after I came home for 3 years,
Right.
went back to States, got married, and went to Los Angeles.
Okay, I missed a step. So the 3 years that you were home, how was that?
It was frustrating a little bit, but I did work. I did some gigs. Me and my brother did some gigs in the hotel scene, and remember there was like a Julian's. Remember Julian's?
Yes, I remember you.
Remember Julian's? I think we did one thing at French Quarter. Is that the casino that's over at?
That's the one when you're heading over to Sandals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some gigs there. So I did some gigs, and then.
But you said frustrating. Why? We remember you would have been coming from a nice developed music
Right.
environment, coming back home
Right.
to what we had.
Right.
What was it a challenge?
The frustration was because I didn't really want to come back at the time. I came back because of visa considerations. It's not like,
that excitement.
unfortunately, it wasn't like I miss home, I did, but I really wanted to be in the States pursuing my career that I eventually did. So yeah.
You went on to LA.
Yep. I went to
How
Los
was that?
Angeles. That was incredible.
You can't just give us one word. You have to give us like a little snippet. We're living this life through you. What was
Well, as I said, I got some incredible contacts when I went to Berklee. Some very talented musicians who to this day I remain friends, and they had moved out there prior to me going to LA. So as soon as I landed, they were there, and they connected me to who I needed to be connected to, and things took off. I was very lucky. Because of my contacts. I got auditions for things. I got called for certain things, and I worked as a musician in Los Angeles.
Full time.
Yeah,
Just started
yeah.
And made a good living.
Well, I don't know if it's good. It's up and down, as you can imagine, with creative stuff.
Right.
So it is feast and there's famine,
But overall, it was consistent.
Yeah, it was consistent enough.
The reason I'm asking that is because I think many of us living in Antigua thinks that the grass is really, 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 really greener over on the other side in terms of once I make it there, my income levels will be up, my it's just to make it there.
It could vary. Like anywhere else. If it's not a 9-to-5, job that has a paycheck attached to it, there are times when it could be tough. No question. Even the top guys will say that,
Okay.
But overall, the excitement and all that stuff it's worth it. At least for me. That's what I wanted.
Is it anything like what we see on TV in terms of, there's this big buzz life, there's a constant buzz, you're always busy, there's
a certain amount of marketing that goes into how they portray LA, but there is an energy of creativity. Just like if people are familiar with New York, that energy, it's similar, it's not as aggressive and fast-paced, but there is a creative energy there. No question. When you land in LA, you're like, oh, okay. Lots going on. A lot of TV shows, a lot of movies, lots of music. And so I like that. That's what I wanted to do, and I was fortunate enough to do it.
All right. So then you did that for a number of years, and then
Yes.
circumstances, you returned back to Antigua.
Yes, I did.
So I have a hard question for you now.
Oh, not a hard question, Petra. We were going so
There might
good.
be one or two curveballs.
Oh.
You're coming from that environment to home.
Right.
What were your expectations? Remember, you would have been back before for a few years. It was not quite what you would have wanted.
Right.
Right. So having that, plus I'm assuming you would have kept in touch with your family members and friends that you have in the industry.
You
What
talking
were
about
your, in
Antigua.
Antigua, coming back home? Yeah. What were your expectations like?
Honestly, Petra, I didn't have a lot of expectations because of how I came back. I came back because I got separated from my wife at the time.
Okay.
So emotionally, it was just a tough time. So music was not at the front of my mind. Yes, when I came back, I met my colleagues, and and eventually I started working again. But it was a rough transition back. Not because of anything Antigua did.
Oh, perfect. Yes.
Yeah, no. Antigua is fine. It's always great to come home. But it was because, I was going through a life event, as they say. So eventually it got better, and so now here I am.
So we have watched you, those of us who spectate on things like myself. We've watched you come in. You've joined a number of bands. I don't think, I'm not sure if you are the musical director or the creative director for any of the bands that you're in.
Sometimes.
We've watched you in, doing gigs mainly. I've seen you, I think I've seen you in Asha's band.
Yeah, that's my
I've seen you in
main,
Asha's band.
when we were working, that was my main gig.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. So I've seen you in that. I've seen you in a couple of other gigs. But I'm just curious about how do you, and I think it's a great thing because with Asha and a couple of the other bands, we now know that there's more to Antiguan music than calypso and soca. Not to negate them, but we know our high points are, we peak for carnival, so it's carnival and calypso and soca that makes the mayor go, for want of a better word. How is it being a creative, musical creative that likes the various genre? Because I know that you do. I follow stuff that you post. And how is that, balancing that expressive component with what is core to us Antigua people? Right? It doesn't matter to you because it's all music.
It kind of ends up being it's all music to me. And I take each genre and each style for what it is and the purpose it serves. So calypso is seasonal. I don't think it should be, but if it is, I work with that.
What do you mean you don't think it should be? So how would we not make it seasonal?
I release the
Curious.
music throughout the year.
But who's going to cover the cost?
It's
And I asked that to preempt, to probably jump a question.
uh-huh.
Because you're a creative.
Right.
You don't just play, you create.
Right.
And to my mind, creativity works because somebody is willing to pay.
Correct.
Right? So outside of your gigging component, how do you earn from the creative component?
Well, I do music production as well, so that helps.
No, look up. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
So there's that avenue. But I honestly think we can do better in terms of the frequency of the musical output.
So that's why you're thinking that if we could create throughout the year.
Yeah, we can.
So like,
There's
could
no
we
reason why we
create for
can't.
Independence? Do we create for Christmas? Do we do it seasonally, or we just decide I am going to release my album in May?
Well, I'm realistic. I expect there to be a peak
Right,
during
which is
Carnival.
Carnival.
I expect there to be a peak of releases in November for Independence, maybe something for Christmas. But there's no reason why for the other months that we're, not hearing anything. I mean, it's been like that for a while, so it may be difficult to, change, but
Maybe we never really tried.
maybe
Because
we
I know,
haven't.
like, for example, Obstinate used to do Christmas. Well, he has a whole slew of Christmas music.
Yeah.
And then I know some of our younger artists, for example, Menace them, they tried
we
one or
did.
two Christmas
yeah,
gigs.
we did, yeah.
So is it that, do you think that we have room to do more of that? To do
yeah.
more of that in a way that folks can earn from it?
Well, maybe the issue, not the entire issue, but part of the problem is the focus is on the wrong thing.
Which is?
This income and the money and all that stuff, that will come, I promise you, if the product is good. If I release a song, whenever, and it's good, people are going to remember that. Don't you
Which
think?
people? People
The
here,
audience, the audience.
people there.
The audience in Antigua. Let's just say it's just Antigua. The audience will remember that good song, and when the opportunity comes for someone to perform, to do whatever, they're gonna call that person. I think. I'm gonna release the song that you like that we did on the Emancipation show for Tian. Carnival would have been done now. I'm still gonna release it. You still gonna love it.
Oh, yes.
Next year you're gonna remember that. Yeah, you had this cool song.
So if I need something done, then I'll call you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about, okay, I need to release a song, I need to make money on it. The money will come, folks. Money is not readily available now. So what does that mean? We stop create? We don't want to do that.
There has been a drastic reduction in our...
Yeah, and I think it was too drastic. I can understand, yes, things are tight, and, people got to take care of more pertinent things and more critical issues. But there are ways to create and barter and still create. No money have exchanged hands in all the stuff that I did.
So now we're going to come to that.
But we still created it.
You pulled together a group of, I guess, our nation's finest.
I would think so, yeah.
And that's not in any way to say anything about those who were not included.
Right, of course,
Right.
of course.
But you pulled together a group of our nation's finest, and you pulled off what you called the Emancipation Concert. Why did you think? In fact, you know what? Let me not ask you that question.
Why?
Technician, can you pull up that song for me, please?
Which one, the Tian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emancipation. Always thought I was losing the race, looking for love in all the wrong places. Really don't know how we made it here. Never thought I was worth what you give. Never felt quite alive, now I'm living. Yeah, you killed my doubts, they disappear. When I feel like nothing's gonna hold me down, you used to be scared of falling till you came around. I just wanna stay here, fall into midnight. Want nobody else now, only you feel right. Like a rock, I was set in my ways. I was thought I was too far from grace. Really don't know how we made it here. Any problems, we'll figure it out. Any left loss, we'll bring back around. Any broken heart, will make it here. When I feel like nothing's gonna hold me down, you used to be scared of falling till you came around. I just wanna lay here, fall into midnight. Don't want nobody else now, only you feel right. Time ain't joint wasting, not wasting time. Stay till the morning, stay for a while. Stay, and fall right into you.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you like that? I mean, that just and by the way, I played that one because that resonates with me. Pull back to the top because we're gonna give them a little piece at the top too. But Andrew, what inspired? By the way, share with our audience that what that song is about. Or
That is actually a pop song by the producer Aliso, featuring one of the guys from what's that British group? One Edition.
don't look at me. I only know the TN Winter version and Midnight. I'm sorry.
And I heard it. I have my pop playlist that I listen to all the time. I was like, man, this is a good song. I just thought it was a good song, well written. I love this what's called a drop in it, and it's just great. And I had the idea, believe it or not, of doing an up-tempo version. An up-tempo version of the song. So I asked him, hey man, is this song, I'd love to feature you on it. So I sent it to him, and he's like, yeah, the song is nice, but I think it should be more zouk. So that concept is actually Tien's idea. Yeah, nice. So kudos to Tien, because it would have been totally different. The vibe would have been totally different if we'd done it the original way I thought of it. So yeah, that's Tien's doing, and I think that's the groove of this zouk totally fits him, because he's a smooth singer. He can execute, and zouk is that perfect tempo for him. Yeah.
So let me tell you, audience, and I'm saying this to you because you guys need to go on YouTube.
Yes, please.
And it's the Emancipation Concert.
Emancipation Day 2020, and it'll
the
pop
Emancipation Day 2020. Type that in on YouTube. We want to get it to 10,000 hits.
Nice.
Likes 10,000 by next week Friday. So I'm giving you a lot of time. That's a whole week. We need to get it there. So here is the thing. You need to go to that and listen, because it was originally to come out on this Saturday.
Yes.
And I'm going to go back to what drove that to you, but I wanted to get this part in. And it came out the Sunday morning.
Yes.
The 4-day morning.
Yes.
So I am in bed, sleeping. My phone is on the bed. I don't know why it's on the bed. It's not on the floor or on the chair.
Okay.
And my phone does their notification. So I look over. Oh, it's Emancipation. Wait, this didn't come up already? You know what? Let me listen. So I turn it on, and I am saying, okay, let me roll back over to go sleep. Okay, so Peter is very dramatic when it's music. By the time you got to Grown and Sexy, I was on my back patio dancing with my broom. Hey, bro, you got it. You found Grown and Sexy. You found Menace. Yeah. Pull up a little piece. Let me see what comes up for Menace there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm playing you clips because.
Beginning,
really?
Because it's not growing sexy in the beginning. It's a smooth sailing.
It's smooth sailing?
Yeah, in the beginning. But in a few seconds, it'll come up.
All right, let me see.
Hello, hi. Let me go. What? As I go on your waist and the rock inside is high. With you in the front and I stay right behind. Come with me as we ride along the way. Put some happiness up and let's go on this voyage. I want to captain your waistline. Come sail with me. Hey, when the waves start to rock, girl, I can handle it. No journey is too far. If I find a sweet spot, girl, I will take out it. I love the way you whine, I love the way you grind, I love the way you move in slow motion. Anyone that's finding boats online, I'll be rocking your ocean. We need the sail, compass and trail as our explorations. If the condition change, I say, I'll be riding the waves. As I go on the waves and the rock inside the side. With you in the front and I sailing right behind. Come with me as we ride along the waves. Put some happiness up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Queen of the pack, you're a winner. Everybody stares when you enter. Such a pretty filled with glamour. With your pretty vision, your shape and love. My girl, you're a champion. Number one in the region. You dominate the whole session. You know falla, you know big friend. You know beggy, you independent. Sexy and cute, you set the trend in. You know falla, you know big friend. You know beggy, you independent. Sexy and cute. No one can do it like you, tell the truth and you can't. When you wind up your waist and down. My girl. What? Well, you got it. When you wind up your waist and down. My girl, you know.
Andrew,
Yes.
I love Grown and Sexy.
I love it too.
When it was doing live, I was trying to pull it back. But tell me about, what do you know about Grown and Sexy?
Well, I'm grown and I'm sexy. What
I mean,
else?
not like that. Did you? I mean, Menace, dear Dennis Menace Roberts. Do Antigua people know this song?
Well,
the song
you
is
know what?
nice.
I know we did perform it at the other online concert.
Oh, okay.
Remember that one? Or maybe a couple months ago, maybe.
Okay.
But other than that, no, it hasn't been released. I'm pleading to Menace to release the song. Hashtag release the song.
Hashtag Menace.
Yes.
Hashtag release the song.
I'm not sure what he's waiting on.
But it's such a nice song.
It
Grown
is.
and
It's beautiful.
Sexy.
Yeah, it's a little different from your typical soca thing, but it's
If I know
great.
Menace wants a video.
Well, not only video, but he said he wants proper distribution, but he has to get the ball rolling. You can't just wait. You gotta release the song, man.
So here's my question
Uh-huh.
to you as we talk about release the song.
Uh-huh.
What inspired you to put this together, this concert?
The concert?
Yes, apart from that. And for the record, I'm going to do it now. Happy birthday to
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Even though it's gone far too. Happy birthday, dear August baby. You start the month, my son ends it too. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, some of it was motivated by that.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday just happens to coincide with Emancipation Day, and that was the original air date. And, during the pandemic, I had some free time.
So,
We weren't playing as we normally were. And so I came up with a few different ideas of what to do. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I produce a show that I would like to see? The other shows are fine. They cater to the audience that are there and love it.
right.
But I thought we could do something a little different, a little more sophisticated, not to denigrate anything else.
Believe me, you got. I was down
I'm
erect.
All right. But, just something with a different approach where the focus is on the music, the singers, and the artistry. And putting that in the best light, in the most professional way that we could, using the best talent we have in Antigua. That was the motivation.
How did you convince all of those people? Because you said that this was almost a labor of love for everybody.
It is, yeah.
Right.
We're in the red, yeah.
How did you convince all of those people in a country where they're right now not making money,
I know.
in a country where normally we perform for a fee,
Yeah, I understand.
and you were able to pull, because you pulled a lot of talent together there. How were you able to pull all of that together?
Well, I simply asked. I had confidence that they would.
He simply asked.
Yeah, I simply asked, and I thought they would agree. I was obviously a little lucky, but
A little lucky.
yeah,
Let me
but
see. You got Alan, one of our best voices,
I know, yeah.
singing backup whole night.
I know.
And blending beautifully.
Yeah.
And you just asked.
Yeah, I just asked everyone. I told them, hey, man, this is the concept, and unfortunately, there's no budget at the time, but it's what I'm going to do. It's going to feature some of the music that I've done over the past few years, some other Caribbean stuff. Would you like to do it? And everybody was like, yes. I was surprised how, freely they were like, oh, yeah, sure. But I was happy.
The production looked very polished, very high-end, very smooth sailing. You had a lot of rehearsals?
Yeah, the band rehearsed a lot. The band did most of the rehearsing. And then later on, the background vocalists came in. And then the night before, yes, they were very essential in how everything came together. And then the night before the taping, the artists came in. We did a run-through. And then we taped it the next day. Yeah. It was...
Hold on. So the band did all the rehearsals?
Yeah, most of the rehearsing, yeah.
And then the backup singers came in because they were integral throughout. You just heard them doing... And they had their own little thing that they had going on as well.
Yeah, they had a little feature as well. Yeah.
I literally could tell you how this goes. Because this is now my only playlist. For now, I'll eventually work other things with it. But yeah.
Well, that's nice. I appreciate that, yeah.
So, and then you had the artists coming.
Right.
All right.
Right.
There was a lot of lighting. There seemed to be very smooth transitions on the technical side and so on. So you, in addition to the artists and the musicians, you had a whole technical team.
Yes, an incredible. Yeah, there was an incredible team doing that back end stuff. Yeah, the video and the audio side, we had the best, and I'm very happy that they also agreed to do it. It wasn't just the artist. We had to have the best people behind the scenes. And once again, I asked, and they were like, sure. So very grateful for that.
So now that you have put us on the spot,
okay.
Us, Antigua, because I think this was an Antigua and Barbudan collection, collaborative, everything. So now that you have put us on the spot because we have had videos, all of us, many of our artists have done videos. We had a number of live shows over the COVID season. We've had show after show. We had a lot of live shows over the soca season, which were all good. And then we came to the Emancipation Day 2020 by Andrew Dorsett. That creative direction by you.
Right.
It's another level.
Thank you.
Another level.
Thank you.
I don't think I'm the only one. When we listen, our heart. You sing, not literally sing.
No, I understand.
But so and for me, my question becomes, what limits us? Yes, I'm putting you on the spot. To your mind, from consistently delivering at that quality. Because clearly we have the musicians.
Yes, and the technical.
You had that horn section. I recognize everybody in that horn section. They've had good days. They've had great days, and then they had a spectacular, consistent day with you. What do we need to do? Or what are we not doing regularly?
Well, first of all, I don't think we should expect every production to be like this. That may be expecting something that's not realistic, because not every concert, not every live, not every performance, not every production serves the same purpose. Some are a little more free for all. It's more about the banter.
But that's still. I'm not talking about the quality of the. Okay, I'm talking about, for example, the band, the levels, the technical things. We've had shows where we've had very good artists performing. Backed by bands that had technical glitches. Not necessarily that the bands were not playing well, but the mix.
Oh, okay.
We will have different types of.
Oh, okay. Well, some of that. Okay.
Production levels. I'm talking about the package that gives us the show.
Okay. Well, maybe some of what you're asking is about the amount of effort we put into post-production, because that made a difference.
Okay.
It's not that we showed up and recorded, all right, guys, thanks, we'll play it tomorrow. No. We had a few days to go in and do the trade things.
So you tweaked it.
We do have some trade secrets
okay.
to make sure we enhance everything that was done. Again, talented guys and the great performances by everyone, but there are things you can do to maximize the performances and the visuals that can't always be done on the fly.
Like
so that's part of
you
it.
had smoke to me, I was like, oh, you see like when you have the when we do our competitions and you see all of those extra little things. It wasn't overdone, but at times it looked like you had all of these little things going on.
Yeah, I credit to Jack Prendergrass, who was in charge of audio and video. He came up with all that stuff, and it definitely enhanced the overall the visual and audio of the show. Yeah.
What about the actual musical arrangements? Because many of the pieces I recognized. And I could tell the familiar strains,
Right.
but then they went to different places.
All right.
In terms of the musical vibe, the feel, the tempo. We looked at Midnight already, where that became a whole zouk thing, and then Menace is Grown and Sexy. It's outside of his normal
Typical, yeah.
style, and then Claudette had a beautiful
A
number
new song,
there.
needed.
Yeah, she had a really
I
nice,
love that song.
one that she also needs to cut out and give me. So, but there was this really and
That she needs to release that one too, by the way. Release the song, Claudette.
hashtag release the song. Claudette, release the song.
Yeah, but they have reasons why they
they're waiting.
hold
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So, did you tweak many of those arrangements?
Oh yeah. I mean, part of it is a lot of those songs don't typically have arranged horns. And luckily for me, that is actually my training. A lot of people don't know this. My degree is jazz composition. A Bachelor of Arts in Jazz Composition. So a lot of what I was trained to do is arranging. Yes, I'm a piano player. I play keyboards, and a lot of the stuff that I learned from arranging, I apply to playing. But I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to arrange and have the horns and do this and do that and have a nice production.
Big band feel.
Yes. A few people have said that. Yeah, they thought it had a big band feel. Yeah, I've always wanted to do
I have an
that.
idea you and I need to talk about. I need
Okay.
to get that.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it.
In fact, I'll tell you this much. I can actually probably send you to Denise Francis because I gave it a whole idea. And then we were like, oh, we don't have the money to do this. And then I watched your production. I'm like,
I was like,
but
see,
we can do this.
yeah, do it, and then we figure out the money. Yeah, we can do a lot of things.
So
if we put our minds to
you
it.
say figure out the money. What do you mean by figure out the money?
Well, especially now, Petra, there's not a lot going around, so we have to figure out a way to do things without that being the primary motivation. As I said, I asked TN to do Midnight. I helped him with his other song,
Okay.
the Inside one.
Yes.
I didn't ask him for anything for that because he just helped me out with a show and sang a song that I wanted to sing on.
Work a trade.
Yeah, it was a barter. And the audience enjoys the music. Everyone's happy.
I have a song I want to read. One way I can trade with you. but I
No, you're an artist now. No, but there are ways to massage the situation and still make music, man. There's a way. If somebody comes to me, I'm not going to tell him, hey, it's $1 million to do a song. I know the situation. We work it out. At the end of the day, you still got to create. Else, we lose it all.
So you said at the end of the day, we still have to create.
We have to.
And we're now in a very challenging time.
Yeah.
The
Rick.
the key things for us, our creatives, are gone. Well, are on a very long break.
Yeah, the whole carnival season.
There's no carnival.
Right.
Which
No
meant there are no
feds.
feds.
Right,
which
right.
meant there was no avenue to create music, to release music.
Well,
I
no,
don't
I
wanna
wouldn't say
create-
that.
Listen, I can count
Uh-huh.
the number of songs that were released in what would have been our
Yeah, it was a
season,
handful. It was at least, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I can count how many. Right.
It should have been much more.
Yeah, but I think the concern with the people who are creating the music is that,
It would have been wasted.
yeah, because for them, the big thing is carnival. My music is happening.
Yeah, I think they're focusing on the wrong thing. I'm not saying that's not a
Music's
part
happening.
of it, but you can't go from 10 to 0. That makes no sense. Then all that tells me is that it's seasonal to a degree that it shouldn't be, and it's all motivated by finances. That's part of it. But if I was thinking financially, we would never have this show. Think about that. We wouldn't have this interview. We would have been doing something else, worrying about COVID.
That's true.
So we have to find ways to circumvent the situation we're in and create. We have to.
So are
If
you,
we don't do it, somebody else will, and then we'll be like, why don't we do that?
so you think that even to now, because carnival is done, it's gone. You still think that there is scope for maybe some of our artists, our calypsonians, our soca artists, our reggae artists, maybe even some of our non-traditionals, to use this opportunity to bring some things to the fore?
Oh, absolutely. Try something different. Whatever you used to do, try something different.
Cost of the arrangement, the cost of the writing, the cost of
Look,
the
man.
mixing, the cost of the mastering.
Call me. It's not that costly to do it now. Everyone's fees are down, so it's a bargain. You know, yeah. So don't worry about. I mean, of course, it's going to be some cost involved, but I don't think that's as much of a hindrance as people are making it out to be.
What do you say to the creatives who are frustrated because there is no outlet?
There's always an outlet
But as far as they're concerned, there is no outlet.
because they're limiting their scope. They're limiting what potential is. Petra,
So-
I didn't just do this for the local market.
Explain.
Because we live in an incredibly global community now.
Right.
COVID didn't just affect one China. It affected everywhere.
Right.
We have to think like that. We're all interdependent now. Yes, some things are going to be focused on the Antiguan culture, specifically Carnival, what we do, that's unique to us, fine. But we can't limit it to that. Then we'll always be limited to that.
So here's my question.
You know, I did that so it'd be a quality where we can say this is what Antigua can do, but
Call
not
us.
just for Antiguans.
Call us.
Yeah,
Call
yeah.
us.
Call us, or we can collaborate on some other things with some other territories, whatever. You know, it's about thinking beyond the limiting 3 months that we think is our creative output. It doesn't have to be that.
So here's a question for you. I'm going to use Menace's song. I don't remember Claudette, the name of Claudette's song.
Needed.
Needed?
Yeah, beautiful.
Needed, yes. If you can find Claudette is just
It's-
about
she's
beyond
after-
halfway. She's after
Yeah,
Menace.
it's after Menace.
Before TN. So look somewhere in between there.
That's that. I love that song.
Yes. So
I begged her to do it. Well, not begged, but
I get you. So here's a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Menace has Grown and Sexy on that album. We just played it on that set. And somebody hears it and they want to listen to it again. This is me now being the business side of this. Is it possible that they might want to then go and find a platform that song is on where they could possibly play for it, like a iTunes, like something?
yes,
something?
that's what we're waiting for Menace to do.
And the song for Claudette, which we're gonna pull up.
Yeah,
just
I
now,
mean,
that we can
it's
have
up to
that
the
there.
artist. It's up to the artist to release those. Like, for instance, Midnight. I'm the primary person in that
Right.
production, so I'm planning to release it soon
But when you say release it, what do you mean?
on iTunes, or YouTube, or whatever other platforms people stream, Spotify, whatever. Yeah,
So you have music on those avenues,
yeah. Like the rhythm I did last year. It's on all those.
and you generate revenue from it.
Well, not much, but it's there. It's a start. You know.
And you're anticipating that if you how do you do it? Produce it, put it out there, and they'll eventually come.
Yeah, that's all. You don't have any
Yeah,
other choice.
But we like instant gratification.
You're in the wrong business.
Our artists get frustrated because they don't hit today.
Ask Menace about that. How many years Menace was working hard?
Menace just come.
No, he's been doing it for a few years now.
Yeah,
I don't know about just
in the
come.
big scheme of things.
No, he's been doing it for like 5-6 years.
Tian has been around for how long? Claudia has been around for how long?
My point is, it's not overnight. You see what I'm saying?
Blade has been around for how long?
Right.
Blade just finally
Right.
sorry. That came out wrong. Blade finally won a competition. Careful, Peter, careful. Hi, Blade, honey. Don't take that the wrong way. Right. So, I guess what I'm asking is, because you're encouraging our creatives to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have nothing to lose.
And yes, if they don't make back their investment, as far as they're concerned, they would have lost.
No, it's not a loss. They're thinking that this one song is the end of their career. No, it's not. There's next year. There'll be another song.
Yeah, but that's more money you have to put in.
Oh my God, jeez.
Listen, and I'm not being difficult. I speak to them. I listen to them. This is why we had very little music out for this season. Let me tell you, when Ricardo released Homesick, I thought I was in heaven.
Yeah, because something was new.
Because it's like, yes.
At least something new.
I'm not being mean, but and then of course there was Andrew Dorsett. Yes! Yeah. I'm sorry. This is not about me. Yes, but I wanted to make sure I pause and get that in. So when you had those songs coming out for the 2020 season, and then Kevin Watkins did the Calypso rhythm and did some lovely songs on that. Yeah. It whetted your appetite.
Of course.
But then there was nothing else.
Yep.
Okay. So Andrew, you've done this excellent production.
And by the way, I would have released more music if it were not that I was planning for this. Because this took up a lot of my time.
So we have Music Week, so can we look forward to something?
Yeah, I had the song for Lorena that I wanted to release. I have the
By the way,
Midnight.
Lorena was awesome.
I know, she did a really good job.
I'm going to say that Lorena didn't get enough singing. Sorry, I'm a Lorena fanatic.
No, she was great. She was great.
Everybody on that are my people.
Yeah, so there would have been new songs from Smilus if I had time, if I had more time to do it.
So now that's done. Can we look forward to something?
Yeah, I'm going to release some songs. Why not?
Can we get an independent song?
Independence, like back in the day when I was in school?
No, like today's song for independent season.
Well, it'll be just a regular soca song, but
but it could probably have a.
But even before that, I'm planning to really like an independence theme.
Yeah. Give us something.
Well, that would be up to the writers. Somebody could do something on one of the rhythms, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. So
you listen to him. He's trying to suggest he doesn't write. What?
No. I must say the musician from 30 years ago
is no longer the musician.
Well, I have morphed. I don't do as much as the lyric writing now. That was my thing. Remember the teacher, Miss Gould?
Davis and Miss Gould, the English teacher.
Yeah,
Andrew. What are you doing here today, Andrew?
She really encouraged me with the whole writing because I did a lot of poems, and so back then it was part of my thing. I did the music and I did the lyrics. Now I'm more focused on just the music, and I have other great people do the lyrics. Yes, that's what I'm saying. If an artist has some ideas about an independent song, that's perfect. But I'll focus. Yeah, sure.
Christmas.
Sure, man.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So you have Claudette queued for us. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to We're the Ones on Point FM. It's Wednesday, of course, and my guest is Andrew Dorsett, and he doesn't know that his half an hour has expired. I'm just telling him now, but we're not quite done yet. Now we're going to listen to Claudette, CP, my girl. CP, happy belated birthday to you, honey. Yes.
Something about you I like. Give me what you want. Give me what I need. I feel in your baby. I beg you please, for your bass and your melody. It's vitamin therapy. I need it. Hey, trust me, I need it. Put me in a place like a fantasy. When I'm in your company, I need it. Trust me, I need it. Hey, something I like. Can't deny I like it. I start to race. Something about you exciting. When the rhythm play, take me away. Away, come on, take me up top. When the music play, I'm feeling high up. Hey, give me music. Come on now, play the music.
Well,
Boss, listen. Listen.
love that.
Can we like play the whole concert on here? I mean, not today. We'll clearly have to have a conversation
Yeah,
about that.
we can talk about that. We can talk about it. Let's get to the 10,000 views we were talking about, and then we can
It is-
open it up.
Oh, so...
Ah,
You like the music in there? You're so Claudette.
yeah, she was.
By the way, I
she was
consider
good.
Claudette the best babysitter ever. But that's a whole other story.
Babysitter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That sounds weird, right?
Oh, like when you put on her music, that it helps calm the kids or whatever.
When you have something to do in the house. When my
Oh,
son
okay.
was
Like,
growing
okay.
up, you just put on Go Claudette, go. Bang.
Ah, okay.
And he doesn't move in front of the TV or the radio. But you
okay.
can play that over and over again. Perfect babysitter.
Yeah, she's
yes. But
she's a
Andrew,
gifted artist.
So, what is your vision for this production? You, like you said, you did it because it was in you to come out, and everybody worked with you, and now it's on YouTube.
Right.
That's the end game.
No.
What's the next?
For this particular concert, Emancipation Day 2020, as I said, just happens to be my birthday. So I am planning to do this for 5 years, at least. So you can look forward to another production, exact same time, exact same theme for next year. COVID or COVID not. I like the idea of us pre-taping it and having a chance to, give it a certain, level of quality. So I think we'll always do that for this show. I have some other things planned during the independent season, and that may or may not be pre-taped. So we'll see. But just, check my YouTube channel and check me on Facebook.
Smile us, everybody. Smile us,
and-
subscribe.
Yeah.
Like the Emancipation and everything else he has in there. It's all good.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. But no, it's not just a one-off. I definitely want to, think long term and do it every year.
So, but I promise you, like two hard questions.
You
kind
already
of
had
prepped
all the.
you.
I thought those were all hard.
No. This is like, okay, maybe 1.5 more to come.
Oh,
So, you have been a part of our musical landscape.
okay.
You are now like a fixture.
I am.
Yeah, if I see Asha Otto, I see
Okay,
you. If I
okay,
see
that's
Tian's
fair
band, I see you. If I see Emancipation Day, I see you.
Okay.
I see you places, and you have your covers that you have been putting out.
Yes.
Which, yeah, I follow all of them.
Okay.
Every last one of your covers.
Ah, okay, good.
Folks, he does really, really good. Okay, I'm not an expert, so I'm probably gonna get an expert to come and give an opinion on him. But my,
Oh, no.
my spectator's opinion, awesome stuff.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
Here's the thing. You know a landscape, musical landscape. You know creative landscapes. You've been able to experience the limitations, and you've been able to experience the possibilities.
Yeah. Okay.
Imagine you're now in a position where you get to set policy for the creative arts sector and creative arts industry in Antigua and Barbuda.
Okay.
Imagine you're there.
Okay.
Yeah, you actually have a good pose there, a good cabinet seat there. Yes. What would be the things that you would prioritize that you think could get us to
Another
the
level?
next? Yes.
Okay. This is actually pretty easy for me
Yes.
because I've always thought about it. The only reason why whatever success I've had, and we can count this program as one of them, it's not my talent. It was my training. So, my focus would be on training. There are an immense amount of talented kids and not so kids in Antigua. What they didn't have or don't have is the training on a certain level.
But you taught for a while.
Yeah, but I'm talking about college
Beyond
level.
that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's another level.
All right.
Because not only you get a certain level of training, but you get the contacts. You get the experience. You get exposed to a certain level of production internationally, regionally. That's what's going to raise the level of the artistry and the creative stuff here. Because the talent, everyone has talent everywhere. But some countries do a better job of focusing on training the talent and taking it to the next level. That's what will be my main thing. Everything else will fall into place when you have trained.
What are these other
artists.
things though? Because it can't be every single thing. So we do the training. We would
Everything
clearly
falls into place after
spend
that.
more on training.
Yeah.
Okay. So-
Scholarships for the top talent in Antigua. Every year they should be sending someone off who can't necessarily afford it to the best schools wherever in the world to pursue the arts. Absolutely. Number one. That would be my first thing.
Number
Every
two.
year. Number two, next year do the same thing.
Okay, and while we're doing, the reason I'm asking for number
Uh-huh.
two, because while the training is to develop
Mm-hmm.
the cadre for the next round, right? So while we're developing that next round,
Yes.
we have what's here today.
Okay, that's fair. So what do you do with that?
So what are we going to do with that? Are we going to write it off and say, oh, whatever, we're going to train the next set? Or we have to do something about what we have? Like,
I personally would prioritize the next generation. That's just how, because I try to think going forward.
agreed. But
Okay.
the next generation has got to now see something that's worth coming back to. Because if they
True.
don't see something worth coming back to, they're going to stay where we send them.
Well, you could stipulate that they have to come back for 2 years. And
They're
then-
going to stay where we send them.
No. There's ways to enforce that because other countries do it.
Yeah, but if you're from a small island like Antigua,
Uh-huh.
I've seen it happen
Uh-huh.
where the country invests in their best and they go off to university and then somebody finds them over there and just hands the country back a check. Thank you. You can send off another person to train. I'm saying, what do we do while we're training to ensure that those who are here continue to aspire to be the best, to produce? So while you're sending off,
The scholarship
right,
people.
what happens to the work that Menace does? What happens to the work of a lyrics man? What happens to the work of that artist who's in
Okay.
fifth form at Princess Margaret School or at grammar school, who will not be the one that will be sent off as the best, but he is still capable of producing
Some
good
good
quality
music.
stuff? What do we do for them?
I mean, this may be cliche, but try to surround yourself with the best that you can. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but who's
So
responsible
don't-
for that?
Well, it has to be on the person.
But where do I find, for example, where do I find you?
You find me on Facebook, just you WhatsApp me or whatever. It's not that hard, is it? Really? Is it? Am I?
Noted.
Yeah, I mean-
so let me perhaps
I'm not saying I'm going to be, the chief trainer for everybody,
let me
but
massage the question.
But what I'm saying is, I'm
Culture.
not the only one. I'm not the only one. There are other people that are good at what they do.
Agreed.
Try to get into contact with those people and surround yourself with the people that are best at what they do, not your friends.
Agreed. I
Get
hear
the
you, not
best.
your friends, the best.
You want somebody to
So you
create.
don't want somebody who's gonna say, "Oh my God, you're good" when you're ready.
No.
Okay.
Get the best you can.
So here, let me massage the question.
Okay.
How do you see our cultural development division fitting into taking our creatives to the next level for those who remain here who are not necessarily outside to go train?
Well, even for those who are here, they can still be training here.
Right. So
I am still training.
what?
Andrew Dorsett is still training. I still do stuff online.
Explain that for the voices in the back.
Well, you have to. In other fields, they call it what?
By the way,
Continuing
I have an
education.
exam tonight.
You see, you're still training. Most people that are ambitious, they don't just depend on what they know. They're constantly seeking out more information. They're trying to develop a new skill in whatever field they're in. Some people are, in fact, going to other fields. So there's no limitation. As I said in the very beginning, it's global. This concept was not that for 80,000 people, 100,000 people. It's to show, okay, this is possible. Give me a call. We can do something. So the same thing applies to training. Maybe it's culturally not the thing that people are used to, but you have to do it.
I think we have more of our creatives going off the train.
Good.
I'm not sure if those of you who are coming back with the training, yes, I'm putting y'all on the spot, are doing a good enough job of encouraging the rest persons
To pursue.
either go to train or go and do online stuff here.
Okay,
to
so,
take
okay, that's fair
talent,
enough.
because we have real good talent here.
Oh, there's
Afternoon,
incredible
Eric.
talent.
We have real good
No, we have world-class talent. in
Afternoon,
Antigua.
Eric. I'm just
Okay, so no, that's
come out
fair.
right
I will try to, voice that more. But yeah, it's all about the training. The training is what separates the good from the great
Right.
in every field.
And the discipline.
Oh yes, the discipline. Yeah, and that comes sometimes with the training and realizing I got to do what I got to do if I want to get to that other level. So I would just encourage people to continue training, whatever field they're in. Just keep at it, man. YouTube is a university unto itself, and when you get serious, invest, pay some money, do a course in whatever area you think you need to improve on. To this day, I do it, Petra. To this day.
I wonder if I can sleep through my exam tonight.
Oh, good luck.
I think I'm quite ready yet. but
Even
those-
Stan was reading up stuff about, well, it was more about like branding, and since all this happened, I got to figure out a way to,
really take it to the next level.
Yeah, make some
you've
money
done-
now.
You've done the work, so let's take it to the next level.
Yeah.
All right. So,
So,
Andrew, well, let me, on behalf of those of us who've listened to this production so far, I'm not sure if I've seen any thumbs down yet. I have to go look.
There was one. I was like,
Who do I have to go
I
to?
don't know. Somebody was like,
All
I
right.
was like, jeez.
So, well, there's always that one or two. But I think
Probably didn't even listen. They were
for
just like,
all of us who have listened to the production so far, I think we're very satisfied with the work that you did.
Thank you,
With your
thank you.
visioning.
Thank you.
And to the entire team that
Yes.
pulled it together. The
Yes, it was
band,
not just me. It
the
was
backup singers. Those backup singers had me like, yeah. Okay, yeah, everybody knows.
audio
it.
crew,
Overdrive.
the
Yeah, coming
video
to that,
crew,
yes.
the light guys. Everyone really put their best, and only because I asked. And we all wanted to have a good product. So
I have
everybody-
some questions. Some people I want you to ask some questions for me.
You want something done? No, I don't. There's no magic in me, as you know. It's just that I think the timing was right.
You've put in the time.
Yeah.
You've paid your dues. People
Yeah.
respect the quality of work.
Yeah,
you do.
and they
the
thought-
timing was right.
Yeah, the timing was
Everybody
right.
had literally nothing else to do.
Yeah, the time was right, and it was kind of like the trend. And so we were like, okay, if Andrew wants to do one, let's do one with him.
Right.
And it turned out well. I'm very grateful.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to We Are the Ones. It's We're the Ones Wednesday. And for those of you via radio, we did do our first segment where we took you back to a discussion on emancipation. And we feel that, and Andrew's concert was Emancipation Day, so it was a really good timing for us to continue to have that conversation about our way forward from our emancipation experience. And I think if I tie it to our creatives, because this is one avenue for us that our people can really contribute, not only nationally, but globally, and we can have opportunities to earn a living. So for me, while I know a lot of people focus in on the reparations, I see that as one plank, but I also see it as it is time for us as a people to really begin to buckle down and take ourselves. This
No,
lift
I-
up by our
I agree with
bootstraps,
you.
right.
I agree with you.
And so with that in mind, then we then came to our second segment, which was our second segment with Andrew Dorsett, one of our finest creatives in terms of the music sector, in terms of our arranging and so on. And he was able to pull a multiple team from across the musical industry together to pull out his an Emancipation Day 2020 concert. It's on YouTube. It's on his YouTube channel, Smilers. All we have to do as Antiguans and Barbudans, as regional people across the Caribbean, as international people across the diaspora and the globe, is to go listen. Just listen. I guarantee you, once you click to listen, you will love what you hear. So listen, and then of course, having listened, like it.
Yes, thumbs up and comments. Put
Drop
some
him a
comments in there.
comment, and then the most important thing for all of us now, share it.
Yes.
We and now this is a call now to my people. I know I have a fairly wide listenership in terms of people from other other countries.
Okay.
But this is a call out to our Antiguan people, not only for Smilers, that's his YouTube page, but for all of the Antigans who have taken, Antigans and Barbudans, who have taken time to do something creative, especially during this challenging time. Make it our business to go out, find them online,
Okay.
support them. Like everybody, support everybody, because guess what? That like, that share, then sends our people's work further into the global atmosphere. And that is the foundation for us taking our Antiguan creativity to the next level into the world.
Absolutely.
So, Andrew, thank you very much for joining me. It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you. Thank you.
I'll
It's
go
been a
back
long
to
time
stalking him on
coming.
social media. I don't really stalk him. I just listen and just share. But no, seriously, ladies and gentlemen, this is We're the Ones. This is Petra Williams, and I'm encouraging all of us. Find your favorite artist. Find your favorite YouTuber, Antiguan Barbudan YouTuber. Find your favorite social media person. Like them and share them. And then find another one or two. And like them as well and share. Let us take responsibility for getting our music, our artists, our writers, our thespians, everybody. Let us take responsibility for getting them to the next level. This is We're the Ones, Petra Williams signing out. Good afternoon.